So I'm gonna start off with the AoFu WRM, the 7x7. Let's get into it. Oh, wow. Alright. So we have accessories box. We're not gonna look at that. And yeah, let's have a look at the cube. This is tiny. Let's look at the MGC6. Is this smaller? I think it is actually. Let's look at the MGC 7x7. It's way smaller than that. Alright, let's have a look. Let's look at the colors. Well, the color contrast. This is amazing. Definitely new main. Next up, we have the AoShi WRM 6x6. So let's have a look. It just looks amazing. I've seen these in competition before, and I just didn't realize how beautiful they were. It's so smooth and quiet. Oh my god. Actually, I haven't tried any algorithms yet. Let's try jperm. It's so fast. Let's try parity. Okay, let's do a quick size comparison. Wow, that's pretty sick. And obviously, it's way smaller than the MGC 7x7. Let's do parity algorithm. Oh, the parity. Yeah, that's amazing. Let's do it. This as well. Wow. After using these cubes for half a year now, I have a solid opinion about them. Starting off with the AoShi 6x6, I can say that I am overly impressed. After a couple of days of getting this cube, I dropped my PB single by like 5 seconds and got my first sub 2 minute solve. I also dropped my global average from about 230 to about sub 15, which is where I am at now, and still going down. My PB single is 152, which is kind of funny to say because that just sounds crazy to me. This cube's turning feels super swishy and it glides with only a bit of effort, whereas with the MGC, it has more of a solid tactile feel to it, which is more of a common thing with other older cubes such as the Volk 5 and the GT3M. Based on other videos I've seen, I imagine that the AoShi feels like the newer MoYu 3x3s, like the Super Weilong or the WRM V9, although I can't say for sure since I've never tried them myself. Another thing about the feel of the cube is that it has a frosted texture to it. If you're worried about this, I can say for certain that this cube has never slipped out of my hands during a solve, which should give you an idea to how insignificant this feature is. Now onto the AoFu 7x7. This is a much needed upgrade from the MGC, with the AoFu being way lighter and smaller than the latter. Although this cube is still extremely fast, I don't think that it is much faster than the MGC, whereas with the AoShi, there is an enormous difference in speed, although when I first got the AoFu, it was a bit faster than it is now. This could be because of break-in, as I've set this cube up 3 times, and it still hasn't seemed to change much in speed. This doesn't matter though, because this cube is still faster than the MGC, and it is easy to practice on. The feeling of the cube feels similar to the AoShi, but not exactly the same. This is probably because of the coloured internals rather than the primary internals fitted for the 6x6, which I feel is kind of a strange decision as I prefer the swishy feeling of the 6x6 way more than the normal feeling you get with the 7x7. Like the AoShi, I've used this cube to drop my averages by a significant amount, and now I'm only 2 or 3 seconds away from getting a sub 3 single, which I'm still waiting for. With these cubes being smaller and lighter than their MGC counterparts, practicing with these in a long session is way more viable. Unless you want to go for cheap, I don't think that there are any better options than these cubes, unless your hands are crazy big and can't manage the size, which I've had no problem with. Overall, if you're thinking about if these cubes are worth buying or not, then I'd say if your main events are 6x6 and 7x7, or you just want to improve your times, then I'd highly recommend buying these, as these are a worthy upgrade from the MGCs, which have stood the test of time for the past few years. Finally, thanks for watching this video, enjoy the rest of this solve, and I'll see you in the next one.